Imagine waking up one morning and your body has changed so much that your own family is terrifying of you. No warning, no explanation, and no escape. This is exactly what happens in Metamorphosis, written by Kafka. And the worst part, the real horror isn't about this transformation. It's how quickly you become useless to the people who once needed you. Published in 1915. Franz Kafka Metamorphosis is one of the most famous psychological stories ever written. It follows a man named Gregor Samsa, a normal worker living a normal life, until one morning changes everything. Until one morning everything changed. But this story isn't about luck, it's about identity and isolation, and what happens when society stops seeing you as a human. Gregor Samsa wakes up late for work, but something feels wrong. He looks at his body and realizes he has turned into a giant insect. No explanation, no dream, it's real. But instead of panicking about his body, his first thought is work. He worries about missing his job and disappointing his boss. This already tells us something very important. Gregor's entire identity is built around obligation and not self-worth. At first, his family is confused. They knock on the door, they demand answers. But when they finally sees him, everything changes. They are not afraid of what happens to Gregor. They are afraid of what has he become. His father becomes violent. His mother collapses. His sister is torn between pity and disgust, and slowly Gregor is no longer treated like a son. He becomes a burden, a problem, something to hide. Now here is the key question. Did Gregor really turn into an insect? Or was he already treated like one before transforming? He worked endlessly to support his family. He had no freedom, no rest, and no voice. The transformation just made visible what was already true inside his life. He was invisible before even the change. This is what makes Kafka's story so disturbing. It's not about fantasy, it's about how people lose their humanity when they stop being useful. As time passes, Gregor is locked away. At first, his sister cares about him and feed him, and then she starts pulling away and stops caring. The family avoids him. The room becomes storage space, and Gregor himself starts to accept it. He stops trying to communicate. He stops hoping, not because he is no longer a human, but because no one treats him like one. One day, the family decides they cannot live like this anymore, and Gregor overhears it. He understands something final. He is no longer part of their life, not emotionally and not socially, not even as a memory of who he was. And shortly after, he dies alone. But the strange part, the family doesn't collapse. They feel relieved and life continues. So what is Metamorphosis about? It's not about a man turning into an insect. It's about what happens when the identity revolves around how useful you are, when love becomes conditional, when being a human is no longer enough. And maybe the most disturbing question Kafka leaves us with is this: if you stopped being useful, would you still be loved?